Good morning, everybody. I hope everybody's having a wonderful day, whatever time of day it is that you are watching this. A little bit different from my previous videos. Again, I'm on the bike headed to work, and I just wanted to talk about a few things, I guess, that's been on my mind and not really feeling it lately. I don't know, been kind of in a funk, if you will. Just work related, you know, just kind of at a loss right now. But at least the weather's cooling down enough that I'm not dying of a heat stroke while riding the bike. Although this afternoon when I'm on my way home, it's going to be in the 90s again, but at least it's not like 110 outside already. That makes it a little nicer. Although it's almost a bit too chilly right now for my summer jacket. But it feels good. Feels good to finally get some fall air. I mean, it's October already, for crying out loud. Shouldn't be pushing triple digits still, but we're gonna hit close to them again next week, and I can't wait till this is over. I know it's kind of funny that I'm counting the days until it's fall and winter, and everybody else is the last time to be riding for a lot of people before it gets too cold. But now I'm thinking this is perfect time of the year to be out on a bike. It's not too hot. But anyway, yeah, so, I mean, I haven't posted it officially or anything on any of my social media sites, but I did get a promotion into a new position at work. Our HR lady left us, so I got promoted into that position. I mean, I say HR loosely because we don't do a whole lot of typical HR duties, like all the sexual harassment claims or equal opportunity claims or, you know, anything like that. It's more recruiting, interviewing, onboarding. That's the majority of the work. But I'm also doing more training or getting that established. So I think my title's actually something like employee development manager, which is all right. I mean, it's a promotion, technically speaking, you know. So I don't mind that. It did come with a little pay increase, and when I say little, I mean very little, which is what really has me thinking more about just finding something else to do. I've really been looking hard at finding somewhere in Germany. It just seems to be so difficult when you're not there, and that I'm not like C1 level or anything in the German language, so that limits a lot of the choices I have. It's been a little tricky. I've applied to, I think, just one as of the moment, job through USA Jobs, which is a government website. A lot of vets get jobs through there overseas. You can get, if you are a member of the military still, military spouses can find jobs through there overseas. A lot of those, though, you have to be already living in the country to be able to be eligible for those. A lot of stipulations on that type of job, so that's been a little tricky as well. And I have put out my resume to a couple places here in Arizona again, although the drive would be a little bit more, but the pay should be a little bit more. I'm just not finding any motivation anymore. There's no incentive for me to to keep going, doing what I'm doing. I don't mind the work. I like the people I work with, but it just seems like we're getting used. You know, the whole overworked, underappreciated, underpaid. You know, I'm salary now, so I'm not hourly, so I don't get any overtime anymore. And my last paycheck, it was pretty much the same as what I was getting in my previous position. So that tells you what kind of promotion I got. I think I make $1.18 more than what I was doing before. And the way I look at it, the position I have now is very important to the company. You know, I mean, I have to do a lot of paperwork. A lot of it's legal paperwork. So I-9 paperwork, tax forms, that sort of thing, where I have deadlines to get it done, or we can get in trouble as a company. You know, and if I were to just fall off the face of the earth, you know, who's going to pick up that slack? Who's going to take that position? And I just don't feel like the owner he's all about the drivers, and that's good, you know, because they're out there doing the grunt work. But then he forgets about his management team. We're the ones who are freaking keeping his business afloat. You know, he might be the owner, but if his entire management team just up and left all of a sudden, he'd have no fucking company whatsoever. None, because he can't do it. So I just don't feel like we're being appreciated. We're being used. He thinks that he can just work us however long he wants because we're salary. And that's not the way it works, you know? My salary is based on a 40-hour work week. That means anything after 40 hours, I am literally working for free. And I don't know about you guys, but I don't make a habit of working for free. So I get to work and I leave 8 hours later. I don't give a damn what I'm doing. I'm leaving. And now we had a little meeting between him, the general manager, the operations manager, and myself, because now that I got promoted into this position, I am third in line to the CEO, basically. Above me is operations manager, and then the general manager, and then the owner. So, you know, I think we deserve a little bit more respect. I think we deserve a little bit more money, because now we're going to have to start rotating weekends to be on call in case something happens and the dispatcher and team lead that are on duty on the weekend can't handle it, or they have questions, which I don't necessarily disagree with. You know, I mean, they got to have somebody to reach out to. What I have a problem with is that we aren't being compensated for it. So I'm going to be required. Hold on. So I'm going to be required to work a weekend. Granted, I don't necessarily have to go into work, but I'm on call, which means I can't leave town. I can't, you know, I gotta be around. I gotta be available to answer the phone, to answer text messages, and worst case scenario, I may have to go into work. So I can't, you know, partake in any adult beverages. Excuse me. You know, but we're not being compensated for it. He expects us to just do it. No extra pay, no extra, you know, anything. Not even, you know, I wouldn't mind if it was, hey, you're on call this weekend. Here's an extra $200 to be on call. Whoa, birds, holy shit. Here's an extra $200 to be on call. And then if you get called in, if you have to go into work, then I'll pay you for that day as well. You know what I mean? That would be fair. It's not fair to have your people working for free. And all these employers and CEOs and managers always want to cry and bitch about time theft by their employees. And by time theft, that means they're on the clock but not working, or they sit in their car after they clock in for an extra 15 minutes, or when they get off work, they go sit in their car for 15 minutes before they clock out, which is fine. I mean, that's not fine. You shouldn't do that, and I agree. But there's also such a thing as called wage theft, and that is what the owner is committing right now with us. He's committing wage theft. He's expecting us and requiring us to work, but he's not paying us to do it. And I'm just tired of it. I'm so fucking over it. I can't even put it into words. The operations manager and I talk daily about this sort of thing, and she feels the same way. She's about ready to quit. I mean, she's working not only the position she works at the warehouse we were in, but there's another we have another operation that works from another warehouse, and it's an overnight shift. It starts at like 1:30 and then till like 10:30 or something. She goes in there for a few hours as well, and she's not getting paid anymore. I mean, this girl works 60, 70 hours a week, and with no additional income. And the other thing that just pisses me off is that we get a bonus based on our company scorecard that we get every week. And up until now, we've hit 109 straight weeks of Fantastic Plus, which is the best that you can get, which is great. And we get a bonus based on that. Now, if we don't hit that Fantastic Plus, we don't get that bonus. And for me, that's a $250 bonus in my paycheck. What the owner has done for my pay, and he thought he was doing me such a huge favor for doing it, is that he wanted me to get to the 50K range per year, which is great. However, that 50K includes that bonus. And that bonus per year is about $6,500 a year. So if you take that bonus away, that's only a $43,500 salary. So he's included the bonus in your pay because, according to him, it's pretty much a guaranteed. Well, that's not what a bonus is. I don't know where this guy went to business school, but a bonus is above and beyond, on top of your base salary. You don't factor that into your base salary. That's just stupid. That's wage theft. That's just being a cheapskate. And so if we don't get this Fantastic Plus on the scorecard, and the scorecard's getting harder and harder because Amazon, while I don't disagree with, I don't know for a fact that this is what they're doing, but it really seems like this is what they're doing. And that is that you have DSPs, and those are the third-party contracted companies that work with Amazon. They're under contract by Amazon, and that's what I work for. I work for a DSP. Well, Amazon's spending billions of dollars a year on all these DSPs across the country, right? And they're making it harder and harder for them to score Fantastic Plus, which means if they don't, Amazon doesn't have to pay the DSP any bonus money. And then they can just cut their contract and say they're underperforming, they're not doing their job, whatever. And I kind of have a suspicion that they are slowly just phasing out DSPs. They aren't going to outright just cut everybody, but they're going to make it harder and harder for DSPs to operate and to make money and stay in business. And then they'll just let them go. Once all the DSPs are gone, what they can do is take all those billions of dollars they're spending on DSPs, put it into the company, and have in-house people do what we're doing. Now, as a business, that kind of makes sense. Why are you spending all this money for contracted companies to do the work when you can take that money, you could probably actually even save money and do it all in-house? So while I don't disagree with that, I think Amazon's a real shady company anyway. But if I don't get that Fantastic Plus and I don't get that bonus, I can't continue to work here. I can't afford it. There's just no way. And I'm not the only one, and it's getting really hard for me to have any motivation to get up and go to work. Like I said, I really like the people I work with. For the most part, the owner's a decent guy. I may not agree with his business tactics or anything like that, but I don't know. I'm just at a loss right now. I'm feeling a little down. It's hard for me to stay motivated to go to work. It's just, I don't know. If you guys have any suggestions, I'm all ears. Just let me know, because man, I gotta continue to work. I gotta continue to do what I'm doing, but I just don't know how much longer I'm gonna be able to put up with this. Another thing that I'm just sick and tired of is the whole culture over here in the United States of, it's like everybody brags how busy they are. Everybody brags that they have no time for anything. They work so hard and blah, blah, blah. It's like, why is that a good thing? It's not a good thing, I mean, my personal time is valuable to me. I don't want to work 80 hours a week just because, that's what you do. I don't know. It's just, I had all this going on my head, which is why I didn't post a video last week, or why I didn't post one this week, I guess. So, I don't know. Another thing that I've thought about recently is just, when did we as a society decide that this was okay? That it was all right for corporations to run our lives, to dictate when we can and can't do things or anything of that nature? I mean, was it always like this? Because when you're a kid, you don't pay attention to any of that. There's no need, right? So has it always been like this, or is it just becoming like this more recently? I find it hard to believe that this can continue. It's one thing our owner always talks about is sustainability. And I want to laugh every time I hear him say it, because then I want to look at him and say, oh, you're worried about sustainability. What you're doing to your management team is not sustainable. What you're doing to us is not going to last, because we already had one team lead leave to go do something else. The HR girl left to go do something else. One of the dispatchers actually stepped down and now is a driver again. He's got to know, right? He's got to realize what's going on. He's got to see it in our face every day that something's just not right. And maybe he doesn't see it, because the way I look at it, if you're a good leader, you would notice. You will know your people inside and out, and you will know when something is bothering them, when something's not right. If you're not a good leader, if all you're worried about is your profit and how much money you're making, you're not going to see any of that, because you don't fucking care. I'm paying for his $1 million house, or I'm paying for his $80,000 truck. So he doesn't care. And they always give you that lip service of, this is what I do for you, and you should be grateful that I provide jobs for you, and blah, blah, blah. You don't provide shit. Yeah, you started a company and you hired people, but you're not the only one out here. You keep treating people like that, you're not going to have anybody anymore. I just don't understand. Maybe maybe it's because of my history, my background, not my background really, but I've had real shitty leaders in my life. And at that point, I made a conscious decision to vow never to be one of them, you know, to care about people, because they're the ones who are working for you. You know, if you take care of your people, they take care of you. If you take care of your people, they're going to want to come to work. They're going to want to do the job for you, to do the work. You don't care for them, then why should they care? You know, all these CEOs just expect all their employees to have as much passion about their company as they do. They really fucking don't. They don't care. They don't care about your company. They don't care about, you know, what it should stand for, or they don't care about any of that. Why should they? They aren't being compensated fairly. They aren't being treated fairly. Why should they give a damn about any of it? I mean, I care about the company as far as I don't like failure. Personally, you know, as a person, I don't like to fail. I don't like to see other people fail. I really care about our drivers, and you know, I don't want them to be out of a job, but I really don't care about the company. I could give two shits about the company. When it comes right down to it, I seriously don't care, because I know the owner will find another venture. I mean, this isn't the only thing that he does, so if this company fails, it's not really going to hurt him. I mean, it might hurt him in the short term just because he loses that money right off the bat, but he'll survive. He'll be okay. But will all of us? Not as easy, no. I don't know. That's those are my thoughts for today. I appreciate you sticking with me in this one. I know it's not quite as fun, but I've been pretty down on things and not feeling too good. So I hope y'all have a wonderful day. I know that no matter what happens, you know, you just got to keep doing what you're doing, and things will get better eventually, you know. So I'm going to stay as positive as I can. But I appreciate your patience. I appreciate you watching and sticking with me. And until next time, I will catch you later. Oh, just a little bit late today. But again, like I said, why do I care? I'm going to be here late anyway, so screw it.